How's it going, everybody? And welcome to episode 39 of our Curse of Strahd playthrough. If this is your first time here, this is the group Trials of Imagination. We are a group of friends that like to get together and play Dungeons and Dragons every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is our second campaign together as a group with the addition of 2 new members this go around. And we are going through the module known as Curse of Strahd. It is a gothic horror themed setting. It is a lot of fun. If you've never heard of it, I recommend it. If you have heard of it, you already know about it. And for either of those camps, this one is heavily homebrewed. So regardless if you're familiar or not with Curse of Strahd, there's a place for you here. There'll be plenty of twists and turns for either of those groups. So all are welcome. Stick around, and we're going to have some fun tonight, or not fun, depending on how you look at the material. Few announcements before we get everything going. First off, thank all of you as you continue to trickle in. It's been so much fun doing it up until this point, and I know we make sure to try and say it all the time, but just to say it again, we appreciate all of you that are here right now, all of you that come in after this. You're all awesome. Just want you to know that. Now, some of the typical stuff. We have a podcast. You can do ! podcast in the chat. It'll take you to a Spotify link that typically has our episodes in an audio format. If YouTube is not your thing and you just like to listen to them, you can catch up on them there, as well as an occasional episode of us just kind of talking about nerd stuff or D&D stuff in particular and things of that nature. If you would like to contribute or donate to the stream in any way, you can do ! Patreon. That's probably the best place to do it, where we have listened to your guys' feedback to where you wanted to be able to give to us without Twitch taking away a large portion of it. So that's where we came up with the Patreon idea, to where that is the best thing to deliver that, as well as being able to give stuff back to you guys. So you can do ! Patreon in the chat. That, and it additionally has podcast episodes that are Patreon only. So that is kind of a unique thing that you get with that, as well as there's other tiers in there that you can look at and see what's all the availability is. We have a merch store. You can do ! Merch in the chat. It will take you to that. It is what we use for giveaways a good bit of the time, as well as some other things, but we try to update that with inside jokes and references and any form of material that comes along as the campaign continues, and just keep it current, keep it fun, just have a good time to where we can all have memories, that kind of last forever. I have several shirts for different stuff. This is not one, obviously. This is completely different, but that's not the point. We got plenty of stuff that's really, really funny and is good material because we've all tested it out. I have a glass that's like it's almost like a beer glass to an extent, but it's like really, really heavy and it's really sturdy glass. It has the TOI logo on it. It's pretty cool. So check that out if you want anything from there. You can do ! Socials to get links to any of our socials that we have. You can do ! YouTube if you want to be able to watch these in post, to where, not everybody can show up to a stream on a Tuesday night for a couple hours, and some of you have to come and go. Some of you can't make it at all. That's fine. That's why we put them on YouTube, so that you guys can watch them at your own leisure whenever you are able to. Perfectly fine. I'd already mentioned giveaway, so not tonight, but tomorrow. Not tomorrow, words. Not tonight, but next Tuesday. Good gosh. Episode 40 will be a good milestone, so we're going to have a giveaway come that time. This one's going to be a lot more simple than the other ones have been. Literally, all we need you to do is to be present. That's it. Be present, be in the chat. We're going to have some giveaways at the end of the night, and hope you were there. Hope you have a good time. You get to experience episode 40 together and all of its glory. And I don't even know what's going to happen because it depends on what happens tonight. But that will be next week. So just go ahead and be in mind of that. And if you guys want to browse the merch store, within the next week and kind of see what you might like for free. And we'll be looking forward to that in celebration of 40 episodes. My gosh, it's almost been a year. I can't remember the exact date we started, but I feel like it was either the end of May or early June. So we're getting close to a year, if we're not already there. And it doesn't feel like it, at least not to me. I feel like I blinked and it was here, but it's been a good time. And I'm looking forward to tonight and next week. And I think that is all that I can think of. SJ, did I miss anything that comes to mind?
No. Sorry. I have allergies, so my voice is going to be off today. Just a warning.
It's fine. Might even fit given the circumstances. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Also, I have 9 weeks left of this pregnancy. I am tired. I am hot. I'm done with this.
Can't imagine why. All right. Well, that does it for announcements. That is everything I have. And I think we are ready to get into episode 39 of Curse of Strahd.
And he's going to hit him with an arrow to the knee.
That's quite exciting.
And then out of the heavens came Liam Archibald Kenneth V.
Nice. All right.
And he was immediately smoten.
Smoten. All right, we are here. We are back. It is time for episode 39. So, last time on our Curse of Strahd playthrough on episode 38, our group was making their way back from the journey of retrieving the cart that had gone off to the west to retrieve some wine for the festival. They successfully got the cart and were making their way back. In tow, they found a person that was badly beaten on the side of the road. It turned out to be Tanner, which was a character they had met a few days, or not a few days, but maybe like right at a day or so prior, that half of the group had met and half had not, maybe not half and half, but some had met, some had not. And they ended up carrying him in tow as well to take him back to the town. They make their way back towards Vallaki in a just downpour of rain. Reaching the edge of the forest, they finally run into literally a wall of rain, basically, and Millard being the first one to step out of it. It's just like walking outside of a completely different weather state, to where it was just at the forest line was pouring rain, and as soon as he stepped out of it, it was just pure daylight, nice and sunny, no rain. But it peeked back in the forest, rain. The rest of the group comes out. Ayla sticks her head back in to look and sees a plethora of wolves, dire wolves, as well as one of the 7 known as Samael standing there, but does manage to reach back out before anything went south or anything happened. And then they quickly made their way back to the town instead of sticking around to see what might happen with that. The group gets back to Vallaki, has a short interchange with the Baron in letting them know that the cart is back and what to do from here, and then some discussions about the festival that would take place the following day. The group then makes their way towards the center of Vallaki and kind of split a little bit, to where some of them are making their way straight to the tavern, some of them are taking the Tanner that's in tow to the church. The one carrying him was Zyle, so Zyle takes Tanner to the church, hands him off to Father Lucian, who was Father Lucian and does his typical bit that he does with Zyle, talks about his biscuit, and then at the end of it takes Lucian to, or points the room for Lucian to be taken to be at rest and heal. Zyle departs, and ultimately the rest of the group makes their way to the tavern and has an interplay with Ismark and Irina, one of which a recurring bit where every single character came to say the same thing to Ismark, and Ismark said the exact same thing 5 or 6 times. I can't remember. I think there was one that it didn't go exact, but pretty much everybody just over and over and over. Fun little bit. Fun conversations were had between Ismark and Irina. Luthrian came in to talk for a little bit, and ultimately a decent night was had with several different conversations, and everybody went to bed and woke up the next morning. Already midway through the festival is where we picked up. Everybody having a great time, kids playing everywhere, festival noises, fireworks going off. Very sunny day, very, very strange for what they've experienced so far in Barovia. And then we pan to Father Lucian, who had been shooing some kids that kept trying to pester him for some more pinwheels, so he went into the church to go get some more pinwheels. And when he got there, he noticed a very tall, ominous figure sitting at the front of the church in a pew. And he went to address him, but got no response from him. And then the figure stood up and began walking his direction, but ultimately walked past him as if to go back out of the entrance of the church. And Father Lucian went to touch him in some form of reassurance or communication attempt, and the second he did, he recoiled his hand in pain and noticed that it began to literally kind of deteriorate to a certain extent. And he hit his knees and began doing whatever he could to slow it down, but could not seem to figure out a way to stop it. Before looking up and realizing that everyone else that had also been inside the cathedral had already fallen, and their entire body looked like what his hand looked like currently. And at that moment, he looked up and realized that the character that was almost to the entrance of the cathedral now was the Reaper, aka the leader of the Seven. And his last words that we heard at the end of the episode were, "Oh no." And that is where we picked off last week, but more importantly, where we picked up this week. So,
You just said that the festival is halfway over?
no.
I thought you said midway through the festival.
If I did, I meant midway through, like I said, midpoint of the day.
Oh, okay.
It's like noon. Okay, so I need everybody to roll a d20. Don't give me the numbers yet. Go ahead and roll your d20 and add. This is more for a narrative thing, but I'm going to say add your survival modifier to it.
Is this survival check, basically?
Basically. All right.
I have a number.
15
between-
I don't find my dice. I'm gonna die.
15
What is
to,
this? What is this on the map?
15 to 20.
16.
Okay.
What if it's above 20?
Well, then tell me that.
Then you're not in the group.
17.
Oh, okay. Anybody else? Okay.
Nope.
So, I guess same thing, like 10 to 15.
That's me. 14. Missed
Oh.
by that much.
Oh boy. All right. 5 to
12.
10? 12. Okay.
12.
Okay. 5 to 10?
9.
9. Okay. Lava, what you get?
4.
After mods, it's 4.
That's a number.
That is a number.
It is a number.
I rolled a 2 plus 2.
It's not a big
It's
number,
over
but it's a
0.
number.
It's over 0.
Yep.
This is true. I would prefer to not hit a bugbear again, or an owlbear again.
And just for
I don't-
a recap, I'll pull up the map just so that stream can see. what it was last time so they can see the cathedral during the day. I'll go ahead and activate that for you guys too, just so you can see it. It's the same thing it was in the last episode.
Yeah, we're
It
kind of
dies
milling
and-
about, right? Like a few of us went and got food. A few of us are playing with the children.
I moved over to where Lutherian is. I don't know where he is, but I don't know. Maybe he's around here.
It's
By
not.
the cathedral.
It's not gonna matter.
I'm putting myself
Okay.
there for
You're
because
all gonna
technically,
die.
because I had like gone off on my own for the
Don't worry. It's not gonna matter.
whatever. I understand, but it's like
Okay. So now that we have those roles in play, the last thing that we did was have Lucian say, "Oh no," and the Reaper walking towards it, the entrance of the cathedral. This episode, we start Elbereth. You wake up and you are very discombobulated. Like you're having a hard time even remembering what the heck is going on. What day is it? Like, what happened? You don't remember getting from one place to another, but as you start to gather yourself, you do note that it's now pouring down rain. As you kind of gather your visuals, everything is burning and on fire, and you hear people screaming in every direction. And you are prone on the ground. You have a little bit of building debris kind of on you. Nothing a large structure, but just a lot of just rubble and debris. And you wake up and kind of shake some of it off, just trying to figure out what happened last and what the heck was going on. But you're having a hard time really remembering anything at the moment. And you look around, just trying to piece things together. It just looks like chaos of people running everywhere, screaming, just trying to get their things together. And roll a perception check.
Oh, that's a 7.
Okay.
My sounds.
You notice some form of figure. You can't really make it out from where you are between being discombobulated or maybe it being far off, but you notice some form of figure that seems unconscious and pinned down by some large form of debris.
Is this some sort of large figure? What you said? Or
No.
just is some sort of figure?
Just some sort of figure.
I'll go look at that. Take a closer look.
The music's coming through your mic.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know why it's coming out.
it's just so loud it's coming out your headphones when you're going through the mic.
Okay, I think I was able to move it. Yeah. Sorry, it's
sound-
coming out of my computer speakers.
Sounds good right now.
So I'll try to go take a closer look at the other figure.
Sure. So you begin to walk and get closer and realize that it's Nadar that's pinned down and he is currently unconscious.
I will get up and I'll slap him for 4 hit points.
Okay. You get up and smack him, and upon doing that, you kind of wince in pain a little bit and realize that you don't remember what, but you feel like you were just hit. Or like your body feels like it's stiff, like it's been hit really hard. And you are currently at half of your health points. And Nadar, being hit, you do actually wake up, but you have a larger portion of debris and rubble on you that at the moment you can't move. But the slap does wake you up.
What happened?
I have no idea.
I will try and. But can I try and roll over in the debris? Like not.
You make a strength check.
Trying it. Dirty 20.
Okay. Elberth, are you going to help him, or are you going to just...
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a strength check as well.
Oh, better than my other rolls, though. Nope. 11. My first roll over 10.
Okay. So, with the combined strength of both of you, bowing up on it, managed to shove the debris out of the way. And Nadar, much like Elberth, you notice just by using the strength that you are worse for wear, and you are at 15 hit points.
Okay, give me a spit.
Is that after my extra 4?
That'll be before, so you can say you're at 19 after the extra 4.
You're at 19 now, because I had healed you for 4.
Oh, I'm at 19. Okay.
Yep.
So I don't have to
Okay.
go any lower. Perfect.
But you do manage to get the debris off of you, and you can help Nadar to his feet. And now both of you are just standing in the middle of rubble and ruin. Some buildings are halfway standing, some are completely demolished. A lot of everything is on fire. It's pouring down rain, and people are just panicking.
Does the fire in some ways seem familiar? Definitely not thinking like maybe
you immediately get deja vu, and to cut to the chase, PTSD vibes.
Yeah. That's basically what I was asking. Like, is there a clear path away?
There's not a clear path of much of anything.
Not even like, okay.
Are you okay? What's going on? No, stay. Hey, stay right here. Stay here with... We have to find the others.
I'm gonna go to the nearest. I'm gonna go start looking for. Why am I blanking on the name? Zyle. That's the name.
You guys can start stumbling around, just looking, seeing, and you're constantly seeing people just panicking and just running, just a wild mob kind of everywhere with just chaos. There's no order to it whatsoever. And you do spot what seems to be one individual that is guiding people in a certain way, at least as best they can. Seems to be directing people in terms of instructions of what to do. Although it's
Is
kind
their
of...
build similar to Zyle?
You could say that. maybe more muscular.
Okay. I will just continue looking for Xyle.
Okay, what about you, Oberth?
It's fine.
Granted that won't take me too far away from the dart. We'll try to like ask that person if they've seen the others.
So you're gonna go talk to the person?
Mm-hmm. If it's not, or how far are they? Because I don't.
Not very far. It's just things are on fire. There's smoke. It's spraying. It's just visibility is a little rough, so it's just hard to make out who it is from a distance. But he's not incredibly far.
Okay, yeah. I just don't want to lose track of the dart. But
Sure.
I'll go there.
So in Nadar, you can even see Elbreth approaching the figure, so
Yeah.
you know what distance she's going. And then Elbreth, it doesn't take you too long to get close enough, and you see a familiar face that is Luthrian, which is the military friend that specifically with like Xyle that has the one kind of blue energetic arm that was cut off during his bout with Zeke. And he seems to be directing people left and right, trying to instill some sort of order in all the chaos.
Excuse me. Have you seen Xyle or the others? I worry about what's going on later.
He immediately just turned and was, oh, good gosh. Did not know if any of you had made it. This, the hell is happening?
Indeed, I just woke up and I found Nadar passed out under rubble.
I don't. I remember we were in front of the cathedral, and then things went dark, and it gets fuzzy. And then just, I guess like you, I woke up to this. Don't know what the heck is happening. Where are the rest of you?
But I'm wondering,
Oh gosh.
right?
Can I start moving like piles of rubble to find?
Sure.
Start like actively digging.
Okay.
Right? They're all strong. I'll keep looking for them.
You were. Make sure my memory's not being fuzzy. You were also near the cathedral, right?
I think only I was at the cathedral.
No, all of you were.
No, clearly Nadar was not, because Nadar went to go see if he
All
could
of you
get a
other than
sword
Nadar were near the cathedral.
sharpened.
Yeah, I think I was last thing I remember is I was near the cathedral, enjoying the festival.
Right. That's what I thought. We're on the west side of Vallaki. A couple 100 yards from the cathedral.
Okay. Do we think that the others are still back there?
I have no idea. I don't remember what happened. Everything's such a haze. Ugh.
All right.
We need to get, if we can get the west wall is not too far from here. If we can get up to it, we might be able to get a vantage point and get some height and be able to maybe see what's going on.
All right. Yes, fine. Nadar?
No, not again. No. Basically, he's just not rambling. Nothing as he digs.
Luthien takes like a good look at Nadar and just kind of is going to walk over to you and take a knee. And he's just kind of like looks at you pretty seriously and puts 2 fingers to your temple.
Okay.
And Elberth, you see kind of like a blue aura just kind of go around him temporarily and then go away. And you still have the memories of what's going on, but you feel more calm.
What's happening?
You were either in shock or having PTSD. Very familiar with it.
Are they hurt?
Your friends? I have no idea.
Yes.
I wish I could tell you otherwise, but I don't know.
Let's go find them.
I agree. I've told Elberth here, let's go to the west wall, which we're not far from. We'll get up top and get a little bit of a vantage point so we can maybe see what's going on. I don't know if this damage is just here or if it's everywhere. We need to get...
Where's the west wall? Which what? Okay.
He points you in the direction of it.
Okay. Nadar, instead of like continuing, stands up and starts making his way over there and...
Okay. Elberth, are you going to go with them?
Yeah.
Okay. So they make their way to the wall. Then we pick up with Mark, who, much like the rest, you suddenly kind of wake up and you have debris on you. You're trying to gather yourself and figure out what is going on. And same, you wake up and there's fire and debris everywhere. There's people running around panicking. But you do at least visually take in that you don't seem to be far from the cathedral. You can spot it from where you are, but it is halfway smashed on the side. It's wreathed in flame, as well as everything around it. And in the courtyard in front of the cathedral is a large crater covered in magma. At this point, it's just kind of emanating.
Lava's exiting out of a crater? You said?
It's more of just the effect of this, like, emanating just hot. It's like it's pulsing red.
Okay. Can I use telekinetic shove to get whatever stuff is on top of me off?
Sure.
Okay. I'll do that. I guess, so the church is still somewhat standing?
A little over half of it.
Okay. And other people are just running. No one is trapped by the rubble?
If you take a moment to look around, there's going to be a little bit of a mix. There's people that are running. There's some people that seem to be trapped by rubble that are both alive, but some that are not moving.
Not moving's not necessarily dead.
Correct.
I'll use...
If you
Sorry.
continue to take a look around, you do spot a familiar face nearby, which is Millard, that's kind of standing next to a younger gentleman. The gentleman is laying with his back on the ground, and Millard is actually holding his hand.
Okay, Millard, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, Mark. You're gonna be alright, mate.
And
Just
Jay,
hold on a little bit longer.
and
What
Jay,
happened?
for a rundown, Millard rescued this gentleman from the building that he woke up next to, but he's not doing good.
What
I don't know
happened
what
to you?
I don't know. Last thing I remember, I was buying some of that street meat, and then everything went black for a second. I woke up just over there. I'm just trying to grab whoever I can outside of these buildings.
Okay,
I don't.
I'm gonna use telekinetic shove on some of the rubble that for the people that look like they're about to die or that focus on the people who are unconscious.
Okay.
Careful where you move that, Mark. Most of the buildings here aren't that stable.
Okay.
You begin moving stuff left and right, and you have an individual that is still alive and just starts kind of just coughing. Now that he has debris off of him, he's laying on his back.
Are you okay?
You just get more coughing and no response.
Okay. Does he look injured?
Very.
Medicine check.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't think I can do much else other than free him from the rubble. So I'm just gonna try and focus on trying to rescue someone else.
Okay. You gonna help him up or just kind of leave him there?
Yeah, well, if he's injured, trying to help him up, I don't know, that might injure him further. I don't know.
Your call.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and help other people who are trapped by rubble.
Okay. And Millard, what are you doing?
I'm kind of trying to comfort the man. He
Sure.
slowly passes away.
And Millard stays with him until he slowly breathes his last breath and passes away in front of Millard.
After that happens, I want to look around briefly, just like turning my head left to right, getting a pretty good glance at the scene.
So much like Mark, you turn around and the cathedral is up in flame. The left side of it is kind of just gone, whereas it's like a little more than half, I guess like 2/3 of the center and right sides are left, but it's wreathed in flame. There's a large crater in the center of it, and pretty much everything around it is on fire.
I'm gonna look for Mark. Mark,
What?
I think it'd probably be best if we get as many as we can to safety, but I don't think we can get that many. It's probably best if we just find 1 or 2 people, maybe third, and see if we can get them to somewhere that seems well away from that crater over there. That seems to be where everything started.
Okay, where should we go? Where should we take these people?
To the south, I guess. I don't really know. I look towards the south. Does it look kind of clear? Or like clear? Which way looks the clearest? Less fire.
Clearest, well, man, what a tricky question. So, probably if you go back toward the cathedral and then take a right, so from where you guys are, I guess the east looks like it has the clearest. There's some rubble to get over to get there, but that path looks the less on fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yep.
I think we need to find some sort of building that is
Not on fire.
Not on fire.
Yeah, I agree. You got that fella
So
there.
How about you look for such a building, and I'll continue trying to find people and rescue them.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Here, I can help this gent.
All right.
So, like, the person he just got out of the rubble, I'll kind of, like, get him up on his feet and just try to lead him towards the east,
Sure.
navigating the rubble as best I can.
He's able to like kind of stand up, but he's leaning on you a little bit for support.
Yep. I'll let you know when I find a good spot, Mark.
Oh.
I'll come back.
Maybe you should look for a good spot before you move people in case you end up not going in the right direction.
No, we'll find somewhere safe. Just trust me.
Okay.
See if you could put out any of this fire too. I don't know what sort of magic you want to use. Just suppress it whatever way. Even knocking up a cloud, it does still do something.
Yeah, I suppose.
You guys hear a familiar voice shouting as you're going toward the cathedral to the east, kind of in that direction. Arena! You hear Ismark shouting for Arena.
Ismark, is that you?
Oh, goodness. Millard, Mark, where's... Oh, goodness. Are the
We
others...
don't know where anyone is. We don't know where anyone is. We're just trying to do what we can to see if we can help anyone.
I have no idea what is going on. I was in the festival, and then darkness, and then fire. It was hazy. I don't.
We know about as much as you, mate. Here, here. Can
Yes.
you take this fella?
Okay.
Do you know anywhere that's safe? Have you passed by any buildings that look like they're still intact?
I'm sorry, but no. Everything seems to look worse for wear. I fear this is the majority of the city.
I think it's best we head south then. That's the only road. It's the only road I know out of the city. At least we know that pathway leads back to Barovia.
It's better than any lead I have.
I think that's at least where we can find the others. They'll know. At least I'd hope so. I'll head south and see if I can find anyone else. I'll meet you back here if nothing turns up. But if I'm not back in, say, a half hour's time, just start heading south.
All right. If you do run into any form of trouble, do your best to make it back.
I will. I just know in circumstances like these, it's best to keep moving. So don't stay here too long, and don't let Mark handicap you here. Look, he's a good man, and he'll want to save as many people as he can.
We have that in common then.
All right, take care of this, Mark, and I'll run off south towards what I think is where the gate is.
So Millard makes his way south. Ismark has the person in tow, and Mark is now with Ismark as they either continue to save more people in the area or find a direction, whatever they might do. But now we're going to transition to Zyle and Ayla. So, Ayla, you wake up very, very sore. Not feeling great. You're at roughly half health. But you don't have large debris on you, just a lot of rubble and stuff that you gotta clear the dirt and rubble off your face and get up. And you hear screams everywhere. It's pouring down rain. Everything seems to be on fire.
Do I need to make a hit point adjustment? Or does it matter?
Yes, you need, like, you're at half health.
13.5.
You just do 13
Rounded up.
or 14, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I wake up and there's just rubble on me. Everyone's screaming.
Mm-hmm.
I shake my head and sit up.
Yep.
What happened?
Much
So
like-
in shock.
Much like everyone else, it's a little hazy. You remember being somewhere near the cathedral, experiencing the festival, and then things got a little dark really quickly, and then that's where things get hazy, and then it's just, you're here now.
I quickly check myself for broken bones or gashes or anything that would need tending to right away.
Nothing major, but you got some hardcore scrapes and some burns and some stuff that's gonna take a few days to recuperate on outside of use of magic.
I look around, looking for everybody, and then call out, Sile?
Yeah.
Albrecht? I stand up. Continue to look. If I don't see anybody immediately, I start looking at the people around me, seeing what they're doing, and like trying to figure out the direction of which everyone's going.
In the near vicinity, you can see what looks to be like Zyle carrying something small.
Does a small thing have a ribbon?
No.
Okay.
Asking the important question.
No, it does not.
Did it used to have a ribbon?
No, no.
Is there a charred ribbon nearby?
When you said carries like this small, I'm just like, okay.
Do I see a ribbon float through the air?
Is this a,
There's
is this
no
a
ribbon.
Schindler's List type situation?
There is no ribbon.
Okay. I start stumbling my way to Zyle.
Yep. You get there and close to him, you see a very serious kind of 1,000-yard stare Zyle as he's keeps walking and lays the body down in what at this point is kind of like a line of a mix of elderly people, adults, and even some kids.
What's going on?
Do I know what's going on?
As much as everyone else does.
Outside of just pure chaos.
Right. But you've been, in your cleric abilities, trying to help some people. Some you've successfully helped and some not. And the ones that you're unable to help, you're carrying back to put in a non-fiery area to at least keep them, collected and preserved as best you can.
What is the situation I woke up to in this? How
You
did I
Yep. You woke up with a little bit of debris kind of over your head. And things were a little dark and moved it up. Woke up and similar to everyone else's situation, there were screams, there was flames. You could kind of cough a few times on the first breaths as you realize there's a lot of smoke in the area. But you don't have much of memory up until the point. You remember being at the festival, you remember being near the cathedral, you remember things getting dark all of a sudden, and then it just kind of goes a little fuzzy. And now here you are, but you don't recognize where you are. You know where Ayla, you know you're in Vallaki, but you're in some form of territory that you haven't visited yet.
So the cathedral's not in sight anywhere.
It's not.
I don't know what's going on. We were all together and everything went dark and I woke up and hell itself had spilled into the city. I'm just trying to do what I can for these poor people.
Okay. Where
I'm
can I
glad
help?
you're okay.
Yeah.
I
me
assume
too.
we haven't seen any of the others, just each other.
Just each other.
I don't know where any of the others are. You're the only one I've seen.
All right. I guess we'll help where we're at and try and find the others then.
I have no idea where that even is.
I don't even know if it matters at this moment.
Probably not. Kind of wiped some of the dust from his eyes and continues with his grim work.
Okay. Where can I help?
Ayla, you hear in the distance. Psst. Psst.
I turn.
And you see a raven that has kind of landed nearby. It seems to actually be talking toward you.
Oh, joy. I look at it, tilt my head, as if like questioning, did I really hear it?
Ayla, stop questioning if you heard it. It's me. It's Fitz. I sound weird because I'm a bird.
I'm about to sneeze.
Why do you always sneeze when I'm near? It's the weirdest
Sorry.
dick.
She's allergic to birds.
I'm allergic to birds.
I won't be a bird next time, gosh. I'm working with what I have.
Fitz, what happened? You were...
Well, you asking me what happened? You tell me what happened.
No, I mean,
I
like,
got-
you were...
I was-
talking with you at the other place, and then you disappeared. But you didn't disappear because the body was still there, but it was a different person, and now you're a bird.
I was talking to you, and then suddenly I got pulled out back into limbo or wherever the frick I was, and then had to hijack a bird just to get here.
Okay.
I have no idea how long I have before I get yanked again like a rope.
I'm honestly just glad to see you, or at least hear you, even if it is not your usual form.
Ah!
Okay. Fitz?
Ah!
I assume he's gone again.
And the bird flies away.
A mix of like the joy meets the sadness just kind of washes over her as the excitement of like just being able to have Fitz there with her again to not having him there at all again. She kind of drops to her knees. I assume kind of in pain from whatever rubble had struck her earlier. And she just starts to cry. She She puts her head in her hands and starts to cry.
Okay. And what do you do after that?
Sorry. I'm not crying. This is allergies.
Sure.
After a bit, I shake, try and shake it off and stand up, dust my knees off, and turn back to Zyle. I assume it continued working.
When you turn to see Zyle this time, he has stopped moving and is staring away from you in some form of direction and has his both of his fists closed pretty tightly.
I move my eyesight to wherever he's looking.
You look up and to the right, and on top of what is a mostly desecrated building is sitting off the edge of it with his feet just kind of kicking back and forth is his brother Zeke. And he just sees that you actually see him and just kind of whistles.
I do a half smile, smirk, of course you're here. Not a happy, but, just the acknowledgement of him there and look of annoyance on my face. And since he waved, I'm just gonna wave back. And I walk up to Zyle and just stand next to him. What do you want to do?
He's kind of standing there clenched. I want you to hit me.
At that,
I'm pretty sure this is a nightmare. And I want to make certain before I go and kill this fool.
At those words, I turn and step in front of him and say, "You don't mean that. You're not gonna kill your brother."
He just kind of waves to all the death and destruction around him. And then he says, and he just casually sits up there and waves at us. He's had a hand in this. I may not kill him, but he's going to wish I had.
Are you sure he's the one who did this? I mean, if he could be here, any other of the evilness could have come in here.
I guess that makes it easy to find them all then.
So again, what do you want to do?
So Zeke's just sitting up there watching, right? Just being Zeke.
At this point, you see him just lean forward and just kind of fall down and land to his feet. His arms stretched out and just kind of looking around as if he's almost proud of it. Well. Tell me, Big Z. Did you enjoy our work here?
Is he kind of he takes a second to answer and you did quite a lot here, I see. Proud of it, you are, huh?
Well, wasn't gonna destroy itself now, was it? takes those who are willing to do things that are hard.
You know, I would have thought that you and your little buddies would have been a little better at this kind of thing than you are. Seems like there needs to be a few more bodies added to this pile. So why don't you call them down here and we'll take care of that.
Oh.
He's very clearly like
Right.
pissed, and to the point of where he's not his cool, calm, rational, collected self.
And Zeke just, Alo can witness Zeke just kind of begins laughing. And just. Oh. Big Z, you could try that with. You could try that with other people. But I know you. I see those bodies over there. They're plenty. But if you want more death and destruction, well, I suppose we could always acquiesce to that. And as he says that, a figure seemingly out of much of nowhere just kind of falls to the ground and lands prone before standing up. And it's a dark, hooded figure that you cannot see into the hood. Ah. Well, now it's a party. Would you look at that? All 7 of us in Vallaki. We're about to have
That's
some
the sound
fun.
At the sound, I shrink my shoulders in a little bit at the sound of 7.
Mm-hmm.
And now I turn, because I was facing Zyle for most of it and only turned a little. So now I turn fully toward him to see everything, but still standing in front of Zyle.
Yeah. Zal, did you want to say anything else?
I don't think he would at this point.
So now, just imagine like a pan out shot of just 2 brothers staring at each other from the distance with fire, death, and destruction all around them. It's just kind of a stare off. But now, Ayla to Zal's side and a tall, black hooded figure standing next to Zeke. We're going to go back to Elberth and Nadar, who are now successfully on top of the west wall and taking a look out, and much to what you did not want to see, as far as you can tell, the entire city is like this.
Well, there goes us finding somewhere safe to hide. Maybe try and find them with that.
Right, let's... we're not giving up yet.
Who said I was giving up?
We're not... We're gonna find them. We are gonna find them.
Do we want to try and split up to cover more ground? Oh.
No. No, we should stay together, because also if they were also buried, we would need to help them. Yeah, it's best for us to stay together.
Okay.
And about that point, you feel both of you feel a hand like come on your backs. And mainly just hear you, move! And you both get shoved off the edge of the wall. And when you fall, you can turn up and see a large direwolf had jumped directly where you guys were, and Luthrian kind of caught the maw of its mouth with his, shall we say, energetic arm. It was just kind of just holding it there at the wall. He just turns his arm to where he faces it, the fist towards his mouth, and then you see an energy beam and go like through its mouth and back out the back of its neck, and the wolf just drops.
I was gonna ask if you needed help, but I guess not.
It's not the wolf that concerns me. It's what comes next. He just starts looking around.
Wait, Elbreth, wasn't there a guy who had a lot of wolves at some point?
Yeah, one of the ones that we apparently do not talk about, did have wolves under his control. We should keep moving.
Which way do we want to try and get around this place?
Words. Control.
You begin to hear clapping, slow.
Is it just all around?
No,
Sort of clapping? I
behind
look in
you.
the direction of the clapping.
Behind you. You turn around, and just standing in front of you is tall, hooded figure with it pulled back is a familiar person known as Samael. Well, well, well.
Well, my hand axes. Like, kind of step back.
It's a nice trick, Mr. Luthrian.
What are you doing here?
Is it not obvious?
You
Destroying the city.
Why?
Why not? Do we require a reason?
No, I just want to know if you have a reason. Why not doesn't sound convincing.
And I want to know how many wolves it will take before you gargle on your own blood.
A lot more than you think.
Interesting.
What happens to the command to not touch us? But you guys were not allowed.
I'm not a wolf. Technicality. Besides, I believe Master Strahd's getting a little impatient with your ordeals. I don't think that rule will be in place much longer, if I am to be honest. Good thing. We'll have so much more fun at that point.
Well, if we did come to a decision, we can't even tell him because we haven't seen him very much.
Elbreth, you're going to feel what seems like a very bony hand grip your ankle.
I'll jump to the side.
Looking down, you see kind of emerging from the earth is what looks like one of what's called the Bodaks, which is the creatures you dealt with in the swamp.
No, I don't. Do I see that?
Yes.
I forgot to ask. No. And I'm just like stepping as far away as I can.
The terms of his request was still not very clear, but if you don't mind, we have some other things that we need to take care of right now.
You just
So
hear
I grab
him.
the jar and just try to start walking away.
I mean, it's gripped on you pretty good, but you hear Samael just kind of. Kinos, must you come in and ruin my fun? And then from another direction, you do see a hooded figure walking up. That is the one that you ran into at the swamp, known as Kinos.
Hi.
My.
Please don't hurt us. I only have these out for self-defense. I promise.
Oh. As Lady Elbreth has stated, we are forbidden from touching you directly.
I mean, between you, all, however many there is, and your minions, I will not be afraid to hurt your minion thingies. Even if they yell bananas.
So we could have a wager to see, who can survive the most. I can use some Bodaks, some wolves, a little competition. He just kind of looks with a straight face. Could pass the time, I suppose. City's rather boring now that it's completely desecrated. Didn't take a lot of effort either.
I wouldn't think this village would take very long. The ruler seemed a little scary. Everyone else was scared too.
And now, you guys have... Elbert, you feel your leg kind of loosen up a little bit. And you look down, and like the hand's still there, but it has been cut. So like the hand kind of released a little bit. And now it's just the front part of an arm that just let go after it got cut. And it has a little bit of like a blue aura on the section of where it got cut.
Get off.
And then in an instant, you see Luthrian just like appear from under the ground, right where Kinos is, and comes up and with his left energy arm just smokes him in the face, and actually knocks Kinos back before turning around and holding his arm forward and casts a beam that goes directly at Samael and hits him in the gut and knocks him off in another direction.
I'm gonna say we run.
There's no running at this point, Master Dwarf.
We need to find everyone else. That's the problem.
This is a siege. You either fight or die.
We can fall back further into the thing and regroup before we make another push back out. So that's what we need to do. We need to regroup and fight that way, not in our own little groups.
Look, I can buy you as much time as I can. But the chances of me defeating 2 of the 7 at the same time are slim to none.
I never said you had to fight them. Come with us. Well, we all, like, just try and keep them back as much as we can while running. If they follow us, I don't care. But we need to find everyone.
Follow us, they're faster than us. We could barely fight 6 against 1. How are we supposed to fight 3 against 2? This is...
I'm not saying it's optimal. I'm just saying
but
it's fight or
even
die.
you- Put my hand axes away, pull up the great axe, and fine.
Good man.
And I start looking towards Samael.
He looks pissed.
I'll do what I can against this one.
He just kind of gets back up, stretches. Surprise attack. That was beneath you. Very well then.
No, he was beneath you.
It's a brawl you want. It's a brawl you'll get.
I'm gonna run as close as I can and rage.
Okay.
I feel myself.
Let me pull up something, shall we?
Oh. Yep, Nidar's dead. Nidar's dead, confirmed.
So you go in a fit of rage and walk towards him, and you do see Samael just kind of like take a little bit of a smirk. He sidesteps you when you get near him, and just kind of just backslaps you.
Can I make a strength or something to resist the fly away?
You make a strength
So I
save.
know that's gonna... That's a 24.
So you don't go flying, but you get knocked off your feet, and
Okay.
it did not feel good. You are going to take 10 points from that hit.
Was that before or after resistance? From rage?
It's after.
Okay.
And you're a little dizzy. And you got smoked in the head.
9 help.
Mhm.
I'm just going to swing as hard as I can into...
I mean, you're on the ground.
Yeah, like I get up and then swing.
Okay. He is going to literally hold his arm out to you and let you sit the axe into his arm. And you see it go in, and you see, instead of what is red blood, you see like black coming out of it. He just kind of smiles, grabs it, and pulls it out. And not much long after he takes the blade out, you see like little stitching. It just kind of pieces itself back together. It tickles.
Yours didn't do much more than that to me. Say as I spin around and smack him with the tail. Just like, kind of like a slap across the face with the tail.
He just takes it. Goes back. Perhaps I'll try yours then. And still having his hand on the axe, just rips it from you, and in the same motion comes back and decks you with the handle of your own axe. You're gonna take 5 points of damage for that one. And Elbrith, you're gonna see it now coming from the rubble in the distance. Kinos standing up, kind of warbly. Ow. Rude. Up. Samael, you know I am not much of the fighter. I will just get some of my minions to do this. I think it'd be a lot more preferred than getting knocked halfway across Vallaki. Rise. And you guys see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Bodaks start coming from beneath the ground and start hearing howling in the distance as well. And now, Albert, as you kind of look around, that there's dire wolves that are kind of coming from almost every angle.
Give me that back. I'm gonna try and get my axe back.
Oh, you're going to need it. He just throws it back at you. And you guys kind of backstep to where all three of you are together, and you're now kind of surrounded by a plethora of Bodaks, wolves, with Kinos and Samael staring at the side.
The
We're-
dark coughs.
and we're-
Can I get this in quick? It's just
Go.
basically
Go for it.
the dark coughs and just a splat of blood on the ground as he backs up.
Okay. And as you guys are surrounded, we're going to transition to Mark and Millard. So, Mark, you're there with Easemark. Did you want to continue trying to pull people out of rubble, or what did you want to be doing?
Actually, well, are there any people that look like they're in serious condition that need still getting out?
For sure. It's plenty.
Okay, how many? 10?
I'm gonna say
Estimate.
I'm gonna say within eyesight, probably 10 or more.
Okay, that would take. I think what I want to do is I want to cast the spell Skywrite in the sky. It takes 1 action and 10 minutes of concentration.
Okay.
I want to say send help. And I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Just directly overhead of the cathedral.
And as you do
I
that,
think it,
you hear a voice fairly close by.
Useless.
do I recognize that voice?
You do not.
Okay.
But you can turn and see at the foot of the steps of the cathedral is a very tall, hooded figure that has begun taking slow steps towards the giant crater in front of it.
You say he's hooded. Does it look like he is wearing the same kind of hood that one of the 7 might wear?
For sure.
Okay. I guess I'm just going to... what do you want? I want to just continue trying to cast it.
He doesn't say anything, but he keeps... He's not stopping you, so you can continue to cast. And he keeps walking until now he's standing in the center of the crater. And I should have the map pulled up for you guys so you can see it now. and it kind of just looks up.
What do I want? Death.
You're one of the 7?
You see at this point he holds his left arm out, and this guy's tall. He's over 7 feet. And you see in a blink a black energy, probably at least 12 feet or longer, like pole with a long blade that's a scythe that is covered in black flame, just kind of emanates out of nowhere. And he holds it up and slams it straight on the ground. And from it, you kind of feel the ground shake around you. And then you begin to see what is an energy aura start pulsing and growing and growing right around the area where he is.
Am I on this map?
Let me see. Like everybody should be able to see it.
Yeah, I think he means as his character on this map.
Yeah.
No, I did not put characters here for a reason.
I like it though. It's a cool map.
So I'm not on this map. I'm not here.
No, in the game, Mark is in this territory. I just don't have your token on the map because I don't want people moving tokens around.
Okay. Where am I on the map?
Where this aura is now in the center, you are southwest of it.
Okay. And where is he?
He's dead center of the crater.
Dead center.
Yep.
So it seems like he is immune to heat.
Does not seem to be affected by much of anything around you.
And what did he last say?
He replied to your comment of what do I want. He replied death. And then he slammed his scythe into the ground.
Right.
And this energy has begun pulsating and it's growing steadily, slowly, but steadily. And it has like a grayish tint to it. And you see a civilian kind of just mindlessly panicking, is just running nearby and is being oblivious and runs into this energy. And the second they run into it, they kind of slow down and begin falling to their knees. And within seconds, you witness what was at best a 20 to 30-year-old begin rapidly aging. And then within 10 seconds, they age to the point where they die and literally fade into bones.
Can I make maybe an Arcana check on what happened to him, or maybe nature?
If you want, you can go for it. I'm telling you, it's nothing Mark's going to know.
Well, then I guess there's no point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I don't want to give you death, so we're at an impasse.
And you look now, saying that, and realize like inside that energy, you can't see the figure anymore. So it's just like the energy, and it seemed that after that person walked through it, it grew.
What grew?
The size of the energy. It grew after someone entered it.
Okay.
And then while this is going on, Millard, to the south, you have not found much of anything different. If anything, it might even be worse.
Then a crater.
Well, not a crater, but like the burning and destruction is everywhere.
So I run through the streets.
Mhm.
I notice burning stuff on the left and the right.
Mm-hmm.
Screaming people. Well. Can I look like towards the gate? Because I know the streets are pretty straightforward.
Sure.
So how does it look at the end of the street?
At the end of the gate, there is a tall, hooded figure standing at the south gate.
Well,
Very,
that doesn't look
very tall,
great.
looking about 9 feet.
I guess I'm gonna have to find his mark and find a different way. I turn to try to like run back.
Mm-hmm. And you hear when you say, "A different way," you say. That sounds fun.
That voice sounds familiar.
Hi. And you turn and just sitting on a piece of rubble is just Omen, just kind of kicking her feet and just staring at you.
Fun, you say? Well, last time I met you, your friend, or your pet, I guess, nearly toasted me to a marshmallow.
I
Is that
know.
the kind of fun you're looking for?
Exactly. Would be fun to watch.
I guess you're not as nice as your friend Zeke. At least he was polite.
I wouldn't call us friends, more acquaintances.
Right.
Do you want to play?
Well, you see, I would love to play. That's my type of thing. But I've got this voice in my head, and it's telling me it doesn't like you very much, and that I'm not supposed to play with you.
No.
You know,
What?
it says it doesn't like your fiery dogs very much. In fact, it doesn't really like any of this fire and brimstone.
Hmm. Well, that's fine. What if I didn't use fiery dogs? What if I used something you're more familiar with? And you see around your feet, it's not doing anything to you, but forming around your feet starts to be a little bit of a black puddle surrounding you.
So my face will visibly like darken,
Mm-hmm.
and with a smirk, that doesn't sound too bad.
See?
What do you have in mind, Miss Elman?
Kind of holds your hand out and you see like black ooze form into the shape of a spear. I can think of a few things.
I'm sure you can.
But I'm not supposed to hurt you. Yet.
I've heard that from your superior. Now, he's a fella I wouldn't want to mess with. But you? You're alright, I guess.
Flattering. Now, I suppose I will have to have fun in a different way since I can't impale you with my spear yet. She's kind of
I
shrinks it
suppose
back
you
up.
can't.
But all good things in time. But maybe you might want to get back to your friends before they all die.
My face kind of lightens up at that. My friends. You mean
Yes. As should that sound in the distance not too long ago was most assuredly our friend the Reaper, here to do his business. And if they're anywhere near that, they don't have long.
You've been no help at all, Omen. No, please leave me alone if you can. And then I try to start running in the direction of Mark.
I live to be non-helpful. Okay. And Millard starts running with haste, probably, back in
Yeah.
the direction of his friends Mark.
Frantically.
Frantically back in the direction. And meanwhile, Mark and Eastmark are both in this territory where this thing has begun expanding. And Eastmark just kind of looking at it. And while they were gone, Mark, you've seen several people just running through the outskirts of it, not even going that far into it, just getting anywhere near it and touching it and having the same effect, where it immediately begins aging them at a rapid rate, to the point if they're in there any longer than 10 seconds, it's just age all the way to death. And Eastmark is going to walk up to it and just place his hand on the outside of it, and you can see like a black aura around his hand.
What are you doing? Don't go near that.
This game is designed to hurt. I think I can at least slow it down if you, and hopefully if Millard comes back, can keep any more civilians from getting anywhere near this.
Can I see on the other side of it, maybe? If a civilian comes near it, can I,
Yeah.
potentially telekinetically shove them away?
Yeah, it's translucent, so like you can see through it.
Okay.
What's the
yeah,
radius
that's-
right now?
Right
I mean,
now,
I can't see it, but for Mark's sake.
yeah, right now it's about at least 50 feet, and it's a full circle.
If that's the case, what's the range?
Like
of
50 feet
telekinetic
across?
shove?
Right,
Okay. So 25 radius.
right.
That's your math education for today, kids.
Good
Math.
question. My range on Mage Hand is only 30 feet, so I'd have to be right beside it in order to telekinetically shove.
I mean, you can pull people on your side.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess I need to call out if someone's coming towards it on the other side, but prevent people from going towards it on this side too.
That is better than nothing.
What is it?
Death.
Death?
Death. He's like,
Okay.
holds it up. I don't know how it works, but it is aging anything that walks into it at a rapid rate.
Could I maybe do an Arcana check to try and figure out if there's any spell that I might know that is somewhat similar to it?
I'll say without a check, there's no like one specific spell you know that was similar, but any of the ones you do know that have principles or factors to them that are of this magnitude are not so easily cast and so quickly. So that is something that you would take as strange, is that something like this was cast immediately and just with the stroke of a scythe to the ground. But anything that you would be familiar with in this category would be like a cast time type of parameter.
Well, I guess I can just do what I can do.
I'm going to let Millard go ahead and arrive back now, just to save on time.
Is Mark? Mark, what's going on? What?
And you
What
see,
the blazes is that thing?
It's
do not
some
go near
sort
it.
of death aura that ages people, it seems.
Do not touch it.
Okay.
Do not go anywhere near it. It has killed several civilians in a matter of seconds.
Are there still civilians that are moving towards it on the other side?
There's people still frantically running around everywhere.
I shoot an arrow near it to see what happens to the arrow.
Okay? Near it or in it?
Like, just on the outskirts of it.
So it does not touch it.
It does not touch it.
It lands outside. Just looks like an arrow that just landed into the ground.
And then I'll shoot. Oh. Well, is it just affecting living things? Like people?
Well, age seems to only be something that affects living people.
Well, try shooting an arrow in it, I suppose.
Okay, I notch a second arrow. And I
Time.
put it
Time would be a
inside the
different
radius this time.
Shoot it, and when it goes in, it drops quicker than what it should have.
thing. So it is a time thing.
And it falls down, and you see the air, like the tip of it quickly begin to rust, and the wood part of it begins to like crackle, and eventually like kind of rots rather quickly.
I don't know if it's time or just decay. I mean, all the pieces except for the refined metal are still organic.
It seems, well, it seems to affect time. Decay is a function of time, I think.
Either way, we can't stop it. At least not with arrows. I ran into Omen on the way out.
Okay.
You remember
What's
the
she
fiery
doing here?
dog lady? Playing
What is
games.
she doing here? Playing games.
I figure if there's at least 2 of the 7 here. I mean, I'm figuring it was one of the 7 who did this. Unless you want to correct me, Mark.
Is the Reaper still here? I assume that's the Reaper.
Yeah, you haven't seen him since he created this death aura around you.
Stopping magic's your thing, Mark, not mine.
Okay, I don't know what to do.
Is Mark any of your shadowy flame stuff? Would that affect it?
I've told Mark already that I can maybe slow it down. I don't know if I can stop it, but I will try. But what I need from both of you is just do not let any more civilians perish at the peril of this thing. And I will do what I can. And he kind of stands next to it and puts his hands on it. You see black ore around both of his hands as he begins closing his eyes to concentrate. And what was slowly expand, very, very slowly, but expanding, kind of stops, and you just see it pulsing as it's like trying to do it, but whatever Ismark is doing is resisting it.
Does calling out to people on the other side seem to prevent them from entering?
I'll take care of that, Mark. I'm gonna move to the north, and I'm gonna tie some rope to my arrow, and I'm gonna start like shooting it to like make a fence.
Smart.
Like.
Okay. So
I'm
Ismark.
gonna.
Good.
Yeah. I don't know where the walls are, but I'm gonna like fence off from here to here, and from here to here.
Okay.
With a couple of arrows.
Okay.
I have a good amount of rope, so I stole most of it.
And Miller begins making this makeshift fence while Mark also does anything to cast people in a different direction as they run nearby, or
shove them.
Yeah, whatever you need to do. And Ismark is holding this thing at bay.
And by the way, I didn't finish casting Skywrite.
You may continue doing that.
I can't do that.
Okay.
I'm using telekinetic shove.
Well, then you did not do that. All right, so.
Oh wait, telekinetic shove only costs a bonus action. I guess I can do that.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah, like I'm fine with it. Like go with write whatever you want to do.
Okay.
It's raining though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not gonna be very visible.
Is it windy?
Pretty.
Okay, then it's not gonna work anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Good talk. All right, so.
I mean, he still tries to cast it, right? So it like moves the clouds, and then they just move back.
It just doesn't work well. Okay, so they keep doing that. Miller's making his makeshift fence. Ismark is holding it at bay, and Mark is telekinetic shove or doing anything he can to keep people from walking to it. And we're going to leave them there and transition back to Zyle and Ayla, who are standing off with Zeke and this other hooded figure in the distance. And Zeke is starting to take steps.
Sorry. Do I recognize the other hooded figure in this lattice?
Not really.
Real fashion statement in Barovia, apparently.
Right. I mean, you recognize it's the material of the seven, but this one particularly seems like it was likely the last one that you guys haven't seen.
You say Zeke's taking steps. Is it towards us?
Towards you.
Was Ayla still out in between Zyle and Zeke?
Yeah, I'm still in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, when Zeke starts moving forward, he will step in between Ayla and Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
I grab onto his arm. What are you going to do?
I guess that depends wholly on what he does.
He's your brother. If you think there's any chance of saving him, hold on to that.
Kind of like, he looks at you for a second, and you see kind of a little of the anger fade, and a little more of his lucid self come back, and he nods at you.
I let go.
And Zeke is now probably not but 15, 20 feet from you, and he just kind of stops and stares. You gonna let little Miss Ayla fight your battles for you?
I'm
I
gonna
trained her
say,
well enough that she can.
I laugh at that.
Ayla, do you want to say anything?
No. What he said was good.
Truth is, she didn't need my training.
I'd argue no one needs your training.
He's a pretty good teacher.
I didn't need a teacher. I needed a brother.
Funny thing is, I remember you had one. And you listened to the words, or didn't listen to the words he said. And here we are.
That's funny. I feel like I could say the same thing.
So
Which-
what now, Zeke? We square off in the ruins. One emerges victorious. Clearly the right path to take. While the other turns to ash. Is that your plan?
Oh. Big Z still thinks so little of me and my plans. It's a lot bigger than that. It's a lot bigger than you, it's a lot bigger than me. But you'll see. You'll see soon. I'm not gonna kill you today. I'm gonna make you hurt.
Killing me would just be too easy, wouldn't it?
Make a perception check.
Oh, so close to a natural 20. 14.
Okay. 14. This is your brother, so although it's not the brother you remember, you still know him better than anyone else does. And there's something about what he's saying that seems I'm going to use the term half true. Like, you kind of see through what almost seems like partially a facade for a moment. But it's wavering kind of in and out.
So tell me, Zeke, what's the penalty if you abandon these fools and their nonsense? They chase you down, torture you. Been dealing with it for a while now. It's not that bad, actually.
He kind of looks very serious at you now. Yeah, some things worse than death, Big Z.
Oh, I know.
Fret
All
not.
too well.
It'll come for us all at some point. I'm just a little more prepared to work around it than you are. But don't worry. He'll come for me too. If that brings you any solace.
You might be surprised to find out that it doesn't.
One way or the other. Before this is all said and done. Either I'm gonna kill you, or you're gonna kill me. And if you don't kill me, well, guess I'm just gonna have to find a way to make that work. And he, as he says that, immediately flings his arm and throws a little, kind of like a spearhead in the distance, but instead of you, it goes straight into Ayla's chest.
I assume I have no ability to react or anything to that.
Not to stop it. And Ayla, you kind of, it happens so fast that you kind of don't even realize what happened for a second. You just look down and there's this arrow head in you that starts like, you can't really see it, but like wherever your skin would be, like black veins would kind of start emanating out of it into your skin.
As I see it, and it dawns on me, Zyle's still like in front of me, right?
Mm-hmm, he's right next to you.
I grab onto him more or less to steady myself. Well, that was unexpected.
Is this similar from what I've seen in the dreams or any of that?
Mm-hmm.
He takes kind of a shuddering breath. Okay, this is not going to be pleasant, but it has to be done. And is the spearhead sticking out?
Yes.
So he's going to try his best to remove it.
Yep. You can remove it.
He's going to shove it in his pack real quick to examine later.
Okay.
See if we can figure out what the heck is going on. Can I discern anything about this? The blackness in her veins or any of that?
You'd be one of the few characters of the group that, with your background in history of certain things, that you take it to be something known as eldritch. And seeing it in action now, you are aware, even though you haven't like fully wrapped your head around it in your studies because it's only been minimal, that this is something that goes outside the confines of how magic works from where you are. This is not working with what they call the weave. This is working with something else.
So would I know that anything I have at my disposal at this point, would it be of any sort of use whatsoever?
You would not know.
All right. Time to start dumping spells. First thing, lesser restoration. Probably isn't going to work, but he wouldn't care. touch creature and cure and end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. Poison can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Sure.
Put a lesser restoration.
So you go to do that, and as you do, Ayla, kind of like getting a sudden wave of like lightheadedness, kind of like falls over to your knees a little bit. So then you're gonna have to like lean down to try and do it. And Zyle is attempting this on Ayla, while Zeke is just kind of has his arm crossed with his head tilted, just kind of a little side smirk. The hooded figure still standing behind them as the rain continues to pour down and flames all around them. And that's where we will leave them and pick up with one more thing before we leave off. Father Lucian, inside the church, is kind of on his knees at this point, just pulling himself across, occasionally coughing, trying to gain his breath because the whole cathedral is in flames. He's must get Tanner. And he manages to pull himself all the way to the room and goes to hold his hand at the door and still sees that, like, when he touches it, there's like a blue aura around it, so like this room almost seems to be untouched. He just kind of takes a sigh of relief. Opens the door, and Tanner's still in there, unconscious or asleep, if you will. And he just kind of pulls himself to him, waves both hands over it, and creates what seems to be an opening of a portal, and pushes it down over it, and Tanner's body disappears. And then he closes it back up. And just kind of puts his head down. He just looks up, and the door now open, like the fire begins to kind of take in now what the door ward was fanning off, and the room begins to catch a flame. I really would have liked one more biscuit. And he like looks at his arm, and it's like well up his sleeve now. He just kind of like closes his eyes and take a deep breath. And he touches his hand back and lets go of the ward he had going on, and as soon as he does, it quickly spreads all the way up until he becomes completely decayed. And he takes his last breath, and Lucian falls over.
No.
So sad.
And that is where we'll end tonight's episode.
I'll never get to redeem myself.
Oh.
I just had to say, every once in a while there's a scream in the background that sounds like hey hey from Moana, and it's taking everything in me not to laugh every time I hear it.
Well, thank you for not laughing. Okay.
Hey, look, I had to put some dumb reference in there somewhere.
You
All right.
had to do my boy Lucian like that.
I'm so and I knew that was coming too.
He had to.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. So thank you everybody for watching. This is where we're going to the post-stream chat section of everything. So I know typically we have some people that have to hop off quicker, so we're going to go into our favorite moments of tonight and go over that real quick. So Mr. J, I'm going to let you go ahead and have the floor. So what's a highlight of the night for you?
I don't know. There were a couple good moments. I really liked the first set of things with Ayla and Zyle and their talk with Zeke. Just good characterization in general. It's entertaining to watch.
I definitely agree with that.
Now
Yep.
there's happy music for
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah,
know.
it's quite the dichotomy there.
If you turn the ambient sound down on yours, you won't hear the screaming anymore.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Can I
That's
get
what I
that
need.
slider in real life, please?
the conversation with Omen was interesting.
Agreed.
We'll see what happens.
Agreed.
I'm glad nobody else knows.
Yeah, so that would have been interesting. Yep, I like that moment though. That was a nice. I like that moment. That was a nice
That was a
moment.
nice moment.
Yep.
Very nice.
All right.
Super unhelpful though.
Fair. All right. Anything else?
I was trying to keep that serious, and then I looked at Richard, and when I said unhelpful as always, he was just like really laughing.
Yep.
That stream might have crashed to it.
No, it looks fine on my end.
Looks fine on mine.
Yeah, looks fine to me.
yeah, it's fine
It was-
for me.
Buffering.
AKA saying network error. So
Yeah.
Weird.
yeah, that's it for me. It was a good session. A lot
Good.
of stuff happening. I
True.
think we're all gonna die or something. Probably.
Yeah.
Apparently
looking
Ayla's gonna
possible.
die.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to next week and seeing what really happens. So, thank you, Jay, for stopping by as always. If you need to hop out at any point, feel free to do so. Are you hopping out of Discord?
No, I'll leave it up.
Okay,
I think.
gotcha. We'll see you next week. All right, and now we will roll for everybody else. So, anyone in chat, if you had a highlight of the night that you thought you really enjoyed, let us know what you liked, and we're gonna go around the horn and see what everybody else liked.
Or if you have any questions.
That too. So that is Mr. Liam.
Gosh. Favorite moment. I guess I don't know. I thought Millard played his character well. I mean, everyone played their characters well, but I liked how Millard played his character. Mr. J played Millard.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll have to rewatch this one.
Okay.
Say that to everyone.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. That's going to be Miss SJ.
I mean, I agree with AK and having 2 of the 7 get punched in the face by Luthrian.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yep.
Um,
Lets you know that Luthrian's got a little pep in his step.
yeah, he does. Also just like, you know, Zeke's interaction with his brother is always interesting. And yeah, probably it.
Okay.
Also, the whole like getting the arrow. Oh, sorry, getting the arrow into the bubble. Like him shooting the arrow outside the bubble and it did nothing, and he's like, "Does the bubble do anything?" And then you shoot it into the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh look, the bubble did something.
Yeah.
It's a good test.
Right. And what
Pretty sure they would have thrown Nadarin if he had been over there.
That would have been funny.
No.
I would have
No.
done that.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay. That is Mr. Lava, aka Nadar.
Oh. Favorite thing that happened. Everyone did so well.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh, this is hard. This is one of the times it's like, I had fun playing Nadar, being cautious in the fact that that's a total 180 from how he usually goes, being much more chaotic and whatnot in what he does.
Sure.
But it was just a fun session. My favorite part was the session.
Okay, so
Nadar 3 kobolds in a trench coat, maybe. You
Mental-
don't know this.
mental note to make
Probably
lava a fun session. Just
3 would be too tall.
just burn the whole city down, and then
Look,
lava's
you
good.
You see my username.
Yeah,
I can't not do that.
yeah. Got it. Noted.
Just throw all the fire at me. No one else, just me.
Fair enough. All right. Anything else?
Nothing off the top of my head.
Okay. Mr. Ricardo.
My man Mark here, staring down death incarnate with his scythe in his little time bubble of death, which, by the way, presumably he is the source of all the weird time dilation annex we've been dealing with. But my
Maybe.
man here, Mark, what do you want?
I want death.
Well, I can't give you death, so I guess we're at an impasse.
Yeah. Just,
Said I'm not willing
I
to give you
lost
death.
it when he said that. I'm
just,
glad I was muted.
just talking to the Reaper haphazardly.
Sassy Mark is best Mark. I'm sticking with that. I also really liked how you played Nadar in the full on like cautious mode, like backing away from things and just in total 180.
Yeah.
That was really well done.
And I just thought, like, he was probably the most logical he's ever been.
And interestingly, Xyle was being just fueled by pure anger for most of the episode. They kind of
Mm-hmm.
did a switcheroo there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really liked all of the Xyle and Ayla interactions.
Yeah, Zayla.
I mean, that's
Zayla.
yeah,
It's Zayla.
that's what we call it.
They're not a couple.
When he stepped in front of her and heard speech about, hey, he's your brother. If there's any way, save him. Because
Yeah.
I still
like,
had
hold on to
him
that.
like in my headspace. He was in his anger mode, and that kind of brought some lucidity back to him that I wasn't expecting to get into in the episode. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a cool little transition.
Agreed. Yeah. Got to get in that role play. All right. Anything else?
I think that'll do it.
Okay. And then Miss Bex.
All of the above. Yeah, like every scene, and I liked how it's all split up. So every scene, they're all like really good, and death and destruction, scary people. It's all good. But and then Richard already stole my favorite. So I love
You can
that.
say it.
I want that like on a shirt, just like marking like guess we're at an impasse.
Yeah, I will buy a Mark. I guess we're in an impasse shirt.
All right.
It's
Noted.
Fair enough.
like Mark sitting there and like the Reaper just kind of like looming over him and just like a little sassy face.
Sassy Mark.
I like that.
Everyone has their moments.
All right. Anything else?
But that's just good. I just want to also I'll just echo Lava. Just be like this session.
Sure. Yeah. So, man, so hard to pick between. Like everything was very well done, and my favorite thing about it and the way that it was designed was that it gave everybody a very good opportunity to have fluid role play because it was split into manageable chunks to where it's only pairs. So you weren't having to necessarily fight between too much to get your voice heard. You basically had like you and the person you're paired with and then maybe the NPC, and that was about it. So you didn't have to have a whole lot of fighting for time there. You got to get in the zone and do your thing. And everybody had different things that were going on. Very different things. And then that whole design I was looking forward to just to see how you guys would react to that. And I mean, everybody did very well. It all.
I really enjoyed it just for future night.
Yeah. I think it worked very well, and you guys did really well with it. And it allowed everybody to have an even distribution because I was watching the time and seeing how long each of them lasted and tried to keep it remotely even to just spread it out from one to the other. And yeah, there's so many. It sounds bad to say because like this is technically of my doing, but just to double down what chat said, getting Luthrian to just deck a couple of the 7 was a nice moment that I was looking forward to because you guys haven't really seen them get checked yet at all. So that was at least for Nadar.
Satisfying.
Right. At least for Nadar and Elbreth, that was probably some form of hope or satisfaction. Like, oh, you can actually hit these guys. You know?
Nope.
Maybe. You know, you got to see how it's about to turn out now, but you know, it's not nothing. They actually, can take a hit. And then one of them even made a passing comment as to potentially reveal something about that hit, but I won't focus on that too much. Either you got it or you didn't. And yeah, just all the back and forth. There's a lot of stuff set up right now that's going to be going into next week that won't require setup next week. So you can kind of almost look at 39 and 40 as a connected episode in a sense.
I'm really excited for next week, everybody.
Yep. Yeah. And if anyone didn't already know, so SJ is super pregnant at this point. She's past the normal pregnant. She's super pregnant. Yeah. Got the belly.
Baby.
Got the belly going. So next week is going to be her last week before she hops off for, I guess we'll call it maternity leave or whatever. Before she takes time to become.
Do I get paid maternity leave?
TBD. And
continue to get your.
Tell you what, we'll double your salary right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, she's going to be taking time off just to be comfortable and then get ready for the upcoming baby. Yeah. So next week will be her last week for a while.
One fun thing with this pregnancy that I did not have with the last ones is like restless leg syndrome. And like it just started last week and I'm like, why is it doing this? And so I like looked it up just to make sure that like I was okay. And it's like, yeah, 20% of women get restless leg syndrome during the 3rd trimester. And I'm like, great, this sucks. So yeah, sitting down or just actually trying to relax at all kind of sucks. But
right. And just we'll go ahead and say it now. We'll give some updates as we go. But so next week will be SJ's last week as she goes take some time off as a kid and chills for a little bit. We don't have a specific time. She can come back whenever she's comfortable. So no timetable on that. But in the meantime, while she is gone, Mr. Stormer, aka Tanner, in the game is going to be stepping in to fill the 6th slot while she is gone. So we'll see how all that goes. So
ideally, we have Tanner and SJ, but I will take one or the other.
Sure. You just trying to make me have 7?
Yep.
Look, I do it.
We got to stack the odds in our favor here.
We could kill off Nadar.
I've already sent 2 with my backup character.
Yeah. Okay. So
7. It's only fair.
Yeah,
it's fair.
7v7.
If only that was potentially set up in some way. Yep. Anyways, so yeah, lot of great moments tonight. It's hard to pick between some. I really do like anytime Zal and Zeke have interactions with each other. It's a very interesting relationship that's manifesting, which is it's fun because me and Richard don't plan that stuff out. So like we have like barely an idea, if any, of like this is their relationship. So that's how we approach these conversations. That's about it. And then from
It's
there,
very surface level, what
Yep.
we've discussed on it. And
right. And it's just so far it's been great as far as I'm concerned. It's been exactly what it should have been. And there's like a weird mix of tension and compassion at the same time that I don't know how to really describe that. Like mostly tension, but like underneath the surface of that is still something there.
Maybe something there.
At least on Zal's
He
part.
just tried to kill Ayla, so I'm thinking
I don't mean him individually. I mean their relationship, like
Yeah.
towards each other. But it's complicated, right? Because like you said, there's still plenty of bads that are involved. But it's an interesting thing to play out for sure. Okay, so I think we'll do one more quick round robin and then we'll wrap up tonight. So if anybody has any more questions in chat or any sort of moments that you liked that you wanted to point out, go ahead and throw that out and we'll wrap up tonight. So for a quick round robin, and we'll go into the reverse order if I can remember how everybody went. So well, we got to ask. So it's been a minute since we lost an NPC. And tonight we lost our boy Lucian. So just go around the horn and just, I guess we'll see last words that you'd like to have to Lucian, or in the sense of like what you thought about the final moments or the character, whatever you want to say about Lucian in general. So to give our boy Lucian a send off. So that'll be Bex first.
I hope he has biscuit.
You hope he has his biscuit. That's a nice sentiment.
Maybe his afterlife is just one giant biscuit.
it's giant and never-ending table of biscuits.
That would be nice. He would love it.
Like that table in Pan's Labyrinth, but it's just biscuits.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Mr. I think Richard was next. So Mr. Richard.
I'm really bummed to see Lucian go because he wasn't my favorite NPC, but he was my favorite NPC to have to watch you play.
To torment me with. Sure.
Really? That's a drunk lady? Or the other girls?
No, the trunk lady was just channel inner Nadar.
She's up there. But Lucian, just the panicky, flighty cleric. It
Right.
just it was so fun. And the man just wanted his biscuits, and I can relate to that. Like, I just want a biscuit.
That's all the man
Anytime you
wants.
ask me, hey man, you want a biscuit? I'm like, yes, I want a biscuit.
Yep. Like,
So we're
absolutely.
kindred spirits a little bit.
Okay.
All right. And I think it was either Lava or SJ. I don't remember which one.
Lava. 'Cause
Okay.
I was after Liam.
Okay, Lava.
Yeah. Oh, I know Nadar didn't spend much time like actually interacting with Lucian.
Okay, it's just you as a player, mostly.
I know, and I'm trying to think like he was fun for me to see you play. Even if Nadar never really met him.
Sure. Okay.
Was this the place that Nadar did? No, that was back in Barovia. Like, that other guy would be funny to see, because that's where Nadar did all the dumb bush stuff.
Right. Okay. Eshe.
Okay. Before I forget, one thing I was like slightly annoyed about was that Fitz was there for like 3.5 seconds. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, once the first caw, and I was just like, dang it. Oh well. But anyways,
I rolled for that, by the way.
I figured. I was, with how short it was, I was like, I bet he rolled for that.
Yeah.
Dang it. Anyways, Lucian, I thought he was funny. Sad that we don't get to interact with him anymore. Yeah, that's it.
Salute to the boy.
Salute.
All right, Mr. Liam.
I echo what Lava said about because Mark really didn't get to interact with him much.
Sure.
But I think there's a whole lot more NPCs that died. We just don't know their names.
Yeah. I hope the Chosen is
Yeah,
still
the
alive.
hey in the background.
Or whatever his name was.
Peter Parker.
Yeah, Peter Parker. I remembered Peter Parker, but I wanted to
Peter.
call him by his nickname.
Guess we'll find out next week.
Ooh.
You kill
Too
him.
bad.
I'm coming after you.
I'm worried mostly for
Get in line.
I will
Worried
fly down
mostly
there and come after
for
you.
Nadar.
Yeah, Nadar's not doing great.
No, Nadar's at 4 health out of 57.
Yeah, well,
That's why I really wanted to get the cop. There's like he's like coughing up blood sort of thing now.
I mean, look, it's
So
kind of
you-
like it's twofold. Like, look, kudos to you from bowing up to one of the 7. Props,
Yeah.
but you're gonna get decked.
I know. So I was like, I just
Secondly-
don't want to be thrown a mile back because I want to continue like this
Sure.
bit of interaction we're
Trying to
doing.
fight. Yeah.
Sure. Especially because that's the
Secondly
exact.
worried.
Go ahead.
Secondly, worried about Ayla, and thirdly, worried about Albereth.
I'm worried about Ayla.
I'm worried about Nadar and then Ayla.
I'm worried about all of you.
Yeah. No, Nadar made a very Nadar choice in entering a rage and going into battle.
Because let's do
I
a
don't
brief.
blame you for that one.
Let's do a brief recap of what everyone's situation is. So you have Elbreth and Nadar at the far west side of Vallaki that is surrounded by direwolves and Bodaks and 2 members of the 7. But they do have
Yes,
Luthrian with them.
Yes.
But that's their circumstance. Then you have Mark, Millard, and Ismark towards the center near the cathedral that has this gigantic aura of death that seems to be expanding that they're trying to keep people from, and Ismark seems to be holding it at bay, but even acknowledges he does not know if he can stop it. So that's their circumstance. And then Zal and Ayla are a little more towards the east side and have 2 of the 7 with them, one being Zal's brother, and seemingly about to throw down. Right. So that's everybody's in a bit of a pickle. But I'm excited to see where it goes. And we'll see who survives and who doesn't.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody.
I already have Nadar. I already have Nadar's characters, or backup character sent in. I
Mhm.
hope I don't have to pull them out in the next couple weeks, but we'll see.
Sure. And it should be pretty evident, but in case you didn't think about it, next week will flow similar to how this week did because all of you are still separated. So we'll kind of take shifts going through everything and get to more conclusions of what is going down. So be prepared for that next week. But that's going to do it for tonight. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed episode 38 of our Curse of Strahd campaign. 39. Yep, I knew it as soon as I said it. I was like, nope, that's not right. 39 of our Curse of Strahd campaign. And look forward to episode 40 where things are going to get interesting. But that's going to do it for tonight. So thank you everybody for watching. But until next week, everyone say goodbye.
Good night.
Goodbye. Good night.
Don't have a good night. Have a great night.
Till next week.
Except for all that death and destruction of our,
Except for that.
Yeah.